Okay, I believe we're recording here. Yes. Hello again, it's me, Lisa. Um, Cat Lovers Network on Facebook. Also, the retired RVer with me, my two little other babies, fur babies, Kit Kat and Petey, which I hope will come around here pretty soon. You'll get to see them. Some of my videos are kind of lengthy, and I don't mean for them to be. You can always pause them and get back to it later and finish out the rest of the important information I hope that I'm sharing that's helpful with you all. Still not too comfortable seeing myself on the screen, but I'll get used to it for the cat's sake. And of course, here's Mr. Felix right here to join me and to give me a little confidence. Okay, coffee time. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, earlier in my first two videos, I was talking about cat toys and necessities and things that a new cat person might be interested in, and a quick startup kit to get yourself going. I mentioned also, let me start with the collars, the flea and tick collars. The Seresto right here, I mentioned earlier, the best. Because I am against putting chemicals in my cat's skin, and it causes irritations and scabbing, and it's very painful for them. So this lasts a year, or what is it, 8 months, I'm sorry, my bad, 8 months. I get it for $52 on Amazon.com, or you can also check Chewy.com. In the long run, it's a lot cheaper than buying the monthly applications that you squeeze between their shoulder blades. That is the chemical stuff. So that's it for the flea and tick collar. If your cat, I was talking about some cats, they love catnip, and some cats don't, because it's a genetic thing. You can get the, if you check my earlier video, I talked about catnip and the best way to give it to your cat and to keep its lifespan. This here, if you can't get a hold to the catnip right away, they make great catnip mist. You can spray it around your house and your cat's bedding, wherever they like to play, where they chill out at. This is wonderful. You can get this at any cat store or department store. I apologize for the noise in the back because I am out here on my campsite in the Marine Corps country, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, the air station. So this is a military town. If you're a Marine or military person, I thank you for your service. I'm a former military wife, and we all appreciate what you do. So it can get very noisy here. You can hear some of the planes from the air station flying over. I apologize for that. I just think it's better to do this outside because the scene is better, the air's fresh, and you can hear my birds and my little hear my birds and see my oasis out here I got going, the trees, my chimes. I mean, this is just a piece of heaven. So if you're not an RVer, you might want to try it sometime. I tell you, it's peace of mind. It's a wonderful thing. I'm addicted. So anyway, back to this. You can get catnip spray. There's another one that's called calming spray. If you have a very nervous cat, Martha Stewart makes this one. But they're made by other people as well. You can get this in Walmart or any pet store. If you have a very nervous cat and you've got company coming over, or you're leaving home for a little bit, you can spray this around the house. It's a synthetic it's a synthetic make of the pheromones that cats put out that keeps them calm, which is on their cheeks, their chin, and their forehead, and their tails. That's why cats rub against you. The pheromones is the happy hormone that cats put out that make them calmer and at ease. So that's a good thing. So if you want to imitate those pheromones when you're not at home, or you have a very high-stress cat, that works greatly. Another thing too, I don't have to show you. It comes in a bottle. It's a liquid, and it's a calming effect too. It's not dangerous to your cat. You can put it in their drinking water. Speaking of drinking water, you want to keep your cat's water clean at all times. They may be a little pricey, but the water filtering system for your cat, it has a filter in it, and filters the water as it flows through the bowl. Those are wonderful. If you can't afford one, I get the automatic water bottles they use for dogs. It's a gallon plastic jug you put over the top of the bowl and it slowly comes out. But I clean that on a daily basis too, make sure it's not dirty. I'll pour it out and then put the cat bottle back on top, and that way my cats will have water all the time. And if I'm not at home or something happens to me and I can't make it home, there's an emergency, my cats will definitely have water for a couple of weeks. And I also do that with self-feeders too. I use the same thing to feed my cats with. I pour the whole bag in a gallon jug, tip it upside down, and it comes out automatically in the bowl. I think proactively, so if I ever get in a car accident or just can't come home for a couple of days, something's holding me back, I know my cats are fed and watered at all times, at least for several weeks till someone gets there. So I'm sorry, I got off key there. But another thing too, again, I'm going to pause a second here, we got a loud car going by. I was talking earlier about ear mites and ear cleaning. Ear mites, there's a special medication for that. Sometimes you can get that from the store without going to a doctor. I've got Central Ear Mite here. Follow the instructions. I told you in my earlier videos how to apply it, how to do it. If not, you can go to YouTube and look at a video on how to. Cleaning their ears and rinsing their ears. I bought this over the counter, but I also have stuff from my vet. Once or twice a month, cats get wax build up, and that can be irritating as well and contract ear mites, because that's what they feed off of, is the earwax. So you want to keep the wax out of their ears as much as possible if you can, but not too much. Now I was talking about pheromones and stuff. Pheromones. This here is a pheromone dispenser. It's a plug-in. Yes, they are pricey. I got mine again at Amazon.com, and it came with 2 refills, and that was the cheapest I could find it. You plug it in, it puts out those happy pheromones that cats produce on their own that makes them feel good and keeps them calm. It's a diffuser. You plug it in 24/7. Works like a charm. Especially if you got a nervous cat. Or, well, cats are nervous, but if you got one that's really off the charts, this helps as well. Here's Petey. Come here, Petey. You want to come here? They're curious about what I'm doing here. They're like, Mama, why are you talking to yourself? You sound silly. Yeah, I feel the same way. This here is called, it's Cat Star. Okay, what this is, it's a little pill that I get from my vet. If your cat happens to get too many fleas at one time and they're covered, this will kill them all at one time within a 24-hour time frame. During that time, you want to make sure you get a Seresto flea and tick collar, give them a flea bath, or whatever you can to prevent those fleas from coming back. There's no sense in spending money on these Capstar pills because they are very expensive. Well, not really. If you get them, I got mine from the vet, and they sell them by the capsule. You don't have to buy 6 at a time, 7 at a time. You can buy 1 at a time, and that's what I did in the beginning of being a greenhorn, and I saved these just in case. But anyway, you give them 1, gets rid of them, but you want to make sure you got your backup plan ready to go, because you don't want to give this to them and it come right back and you start all over again. So what's the purpose of giving it to them, right? Okay, I was talking about catnip again. This is a catnip that I got. I'm not going to say from what store because I don't want to get in trouble, but this is what it looks like, and you can see the stems in there and seeds. Avoid that. This is not good. It's a cheap brand. It doesn't have the buds in it, which it should have. And it's got too many stems. Cats may respond to it, your cat may, but again, I told you before in my other video, cats are, it's a genetic thing with catnip. Okay? Not all cats like catnip. It is a gene. So if your cat has the gene, which I wish mine did, it would be great, because I'd love to watch them go crazy over it. It's entertaining. I was talking about UTIs in cats in my other video 1 and 2 about cats getting UTIs and how painful it is. If you don't remember, go back to the video. But I bought this from Chewy.com. And you don't have to go to vet to get this, but it is something that promotes a healthy urinary tract in your cat, and it's called the homeopathic pet. You can put it in their water, or you can get to them directly. 3 times a day for 2 days. Just follow the instructions. It does work. I love it. Thank God I only had to use it once. I've had my cats 3 years on one and 4 for the mama cat, and I never had to use it but one time. So this is great. So Chewy.com, UTI. Be aware of that. Ear mites and UTIs. Okay, now I was also brushing your cat. If you want to cut down, if you have a long-haired cat and you want to cut down on the hair that flows around the house, I got this Furminator, and these things, they are expensive. No joke. You can't really find them much cheaper anywhere else. A friend bought me this one from PetSmart, and they paid a good dime for it. And I have not looked around to see if you could get it cheaper, but it doesn't hurt to look on pet sites to see if it is. This thing works like a jewel. I'm telling you right now, the best brush in the world. They make them for dogs too, and you cannot go wrong with this brush. It's called the Furminator. So that's a jewel. Now I was talking about leash training your cats in video 1 and 2, haltering and leash training. This is a sample of what I use with my cats. You just take their little halter. Some of them that have the vest and all, they get warm on a cat and they get hot. In the summertime, I get these kind because the cat can breathe in it. It's not hot. It's very comfy, and then you just attach your little leash to it and you go walking. Hope your cat loves it. It's fun to walk your cat. People get a kick out of watching people do that. They think it's the craziest thing in the world. Now, flea combs. Oh, Liz, let me talk to you about flea combs. I love flea combs. This is one, and this is another type. I like this one the best. All you do is stroke your cat to see if your flea treatments are working properly, or if they got fleas, and I guarantee you'll see those little boogers and their eggs come right up in these little combs. You see that, then it's time for a flea treatment or a flea bath or something of the sort. Please get rid of those fleas. If they get too many, they suck the blood out of the cat's skin. That's all they are, and that's what that black stuff is. It's just dead blood and feces, which is what they excrete, is dead blood. So if a cat gets too many, it can cause anemia. So and other sicknesses. So just beware of that. Fleas is a no-no. UTI is a no-no. And dirty litter boxes is a no-no. Okay, so that's that. Now, I was talking about earlier in video 1 and 2 about snap-away collars. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, my cat's chipped, my dog is chipped, whatever. I don't need a collar. Well, remember in the other videos I said, have a backup plan. Always have a backup. Think proactively. Well, I do that in life in general, and it's always saved my rear end. So always be proactive. Think ahead of time. So, what if this person does not want to have the chip read? Well, with America today, a lot of people don't want to bother with much of anything anymore. So, that's including work. But that's another story. Take this. Push it in. Simple snap-away collar. If your cat is out there playing outside or in the house, they can get themselves wrapped up in it and get it hung on something. They pull, and there you go. The cat did not hang herself. And this broke off. Little bell. This little bell is a lifesaver. If your cat, you can't find it, can't see your cat, listen for the bell. You know you're getting close. Love the bell. Great thing to have on your collar. This is just another different kind of lead that you can use with your cat if your cat wants to run farther. I like this the best because I can, you've seen these before, folks. You can control the length and so forth. Now, talking also about cat urine and stuff. Earlier in the video I was talking about cat spray. I bought myself a black light. Hey, cute cat. Come here, baby. Come here, mama. You want people to see how pretty you are. Come here, darling. I'm talking about you. Hey, darling. Okay, folks, this is the cat. And she is a very curious, beautiful little baby. Mama's little sweet. She's like, Mama, what are you doing? Hello, everybody. Hey, thank you for watching us. share all these helpful tips with all your friends. Yes. You see yourself? She is a babe. I've had her 4 years. I rescued her. I love her to pieces. She is my girl. So anyway, enough of that. I got carried away. There's a light that you can get, and it's an ultraviolet light. They're not expensive at all. I think I paid $2 for mine on Chewy.com. And what it is, it's a black light that when you turn all the lights off in your house, turn the light on and it'll show you where all the cat urine is. 9 times out of 10, it's up against a vertical object like your walls, your closets, anywhere your cat goes. Turn the lights off and you will see it. Usually they don't spray 6-7 feet high. They only spray, I would go like 5 feet and below, but depends on the size of your cat, so it can be anywhere, any height. So the black light works great if you think you got cat urine in your house, and it's a good way to detect it and clean it up right away. So you won't have to smell it anymore, because if you don't clean it up, your cat will go back to the same spot and spray over and over and over on it, and you'll have layers of it. I was talking about cat toys earlier. Oh my God. You can go crazy. I quit going crazy over it when I found out my cats get very bored with the same toy over and over again. This is a neat little toy. I bought this at Walmart for $1. You put the sticks together and you play with it. But what is it missing? One of the things I told you I don't like that is a cat's worst enemy: strings. No string. Please don't get a string. If you want to know why I'm so much against it, go back to video 1 and 2 and you can hear my story about that. I almost lost one of my cats to a string. I got creative. You can get ideas on the internet. Heck, you can find anything, learn anything on the internet. I bought this little kid's fishing pole, and I'd rather have kite string, and as soon as I can find some somewhere, because it's hard to find because it's not spring, I'm going to replace this with kite string because it's thicker and easier to manage, because this is really thin and I still am fearful of it getting wrapped around my cat's neck. But I bought these different little feathers. They come in a pack. Chewy.com. They come in a pack. It was $10 for 10 of these feathers, and I just tie them to the end of the string, and then I just pretend like I'm fishing out in the yard with the cats, and they love it. But this is a special toy that I don't play with them on a daily basis because they'll get bored and tired with it. So this is a special toy at a special time. So put that away. That's all the feather toys. Now, let's talk about treat bowls and feeding bowls. Believe it or not, cats can be allergic to plastic. So can humans. That's why a lot of people are going from plastic to glass, because there's elements in plastic that can cause allergic reactions. So if your cat has a bald spot under her chin or cheek, and you're using a plastic bowl, 9 times out of 10 is the plastic she's allergic to. I recommend going to metal or aluminum or glass. This one here is missing the little black rubber liner on it. Get a bowl that has a black rubber liner ring that goes around the bottom of it, because when a cat eats and they're moving the bowl moves with their tongue and the bowl slides all over the floor. You don't want that. So the purpose of the rubber bottom is to stop the bowl from sliding around. And the same thing with the water bowl. You don't want the bowls to slide because it moves with the cat's mouth. I usually keep one of these little things. It costs $1 at Dollar Tree by the litter box. In case for those who get tired of grabbing the vacuum cleaner all the time, this is a little handy tool to have by the litter box. Treats. I was talking about treats earlier in my other videos. Our cats love these things. Sheba treats, anything Sheba. Sheba makes good stuff. Cats love it. This is good stuff to have. Temptations. The commercial is true. Cats will jump 14 levels of a tower just to get one of these. My cat, she wants to make a meal out of them. These are great treats. The other thing that I do for my cats is I want to make sure they brush their teeth. Well, good luck trying to put a toothbrush in a cat's... Hey! Good luck trying to put a toothbrush in a cat's mouth. It's not going to happen. So what I do is I get these greenies. They come in a little bag. And they are good for removing tartar off of a cat's teeth. you give them about 5 treats a day. So I put them in a special jar, and every day I give each of the 2 cats 5 apiece. They love these things. I tried giving them, well, no, not this one, but these things are great for brushing teeth. Leave it at that. Again, I was talking to Kit Kat, and I was talking to them earlier about hairballs. In the squeezy tube, the liquid kind, you squirt it on your finger and they lick it off. My cats, they kind of like this. Petey doesn't like it that much, so I give her treats with hairball treatment in it. Kit Kat loves it, and I give it to them 1 to 2 times a day. And this is you can buy this in the store. You don't have to get it from a vet. Okay, and more toys. This used to be Kit Kat's favorite toy. I guess she thought it was a little baby kitten, and she used to carry it around the house at night, meowing like a mommy. It was cute. This was one of her favorite toys I've kept since she was a kitten. If you ever want to trim hair off your cat, like my cat's a long-haired cat, one of them is, and she's always getting knots in her long hair, and that is very painful for a cat, believe it or not, because every time they move, it pulls. So I have to, every now and then, delicately sit her down and cut them off. But I do it with safety tip scissors. See these scissors here? See the point? There is no point. It's round. Cats move and jerk. The last thing you want to do is to use a regular pair of scissors on a cat to cut hairballs off of them or anything else off of them, because that cat jerks and you're going to stab your cat, and then we're looking at vet bill and stitches and pain for your cat. So please don't use regular scissors on your cat. These things don't cost much. You can get them in the department stores, and they're called safety scissors. I recommend these as well. So these are some of the things that I recommend having around your cat when you're preparing to buy one and you're a new owner, to help your first couple of days or weeks go by a bit stress-free for you and your cat, until you learn more about your cat and other things to do as you get to know one another. Every cat is different, but there are certain things that they have a lot of likeness involved, and these are some of them. And I tried to cover that too. And speaking of that, you have 2 types of cats, A cat and a B cat. A-type cat is a cat that is very people-friendly, loves people, loves to play with people. And then the B-type is, don't touch me. I'm not much of a people person. I like you better at a distance than close up. And I have one of each. I have an A and B, and believe me, it's night and day. So when you pick out a cat, it's hard to tell with a kitten, but I don't know. The most playful kitten would probably be your best bet. They're all lovable. They can all be rehabilitated, so all of them are worth having a new home, regardless of the kitten personality. In an adult cat that's already grown, and adult cats are harder to rehabilitate, so be more careful when picking an adult cat. It's easier with a kitten because you can rehab them from day one and get acquainted with each other's ways and learn each other better that way and grow up together. But in an adult cat, you want to be a lot more picky and skeptical about picking the right personality. If the cat goes to a corner and it just seems very high-strung and hisses at you and it doesn't show any sign of I want to be around people type of character personality, don't get it. It won't be a good fit. So that's that for that. Now, one more thing I want to cover real quick here. I know this is a lot. I'm going to try to get these things condensed and be shorter because there's so much to cats. It's unbelievable. And that's why there's so many of them on the streets today. But they're a family's #1 choice in pets compared to dogs. That's why we see millions of cats out there running around. And the purpose of my position is to be their voice, to advocate, and to, make a difference. And with your help, we can do that if you share my information and videos. Today's 2 topics, and I'm not going to elaborate too long, is should I get a cat? Number 2, do I have allergies? I have seen so many articles and postings on, I'm allergic to my cat and didn't know it. My baby's allergic to my cat, didn't know it. My husband, etc., etc. Allergy is the number one problem. And then behavior. But allergy seems to be everyone's issue with having a cat. Well, first of all, if you think you don't know if you're going to have an allergy, when you get the cat, making an agreement or try to have an agreement with the person you're getting the cat from, it'll only take you 2 or 3 days to find out. Can you bring the cat back? And that person that you got it from can make arrangements to be prepared if the cat gets returned. They can make other plans for the cat or be prepared to, instead of surprising saying, here, take it back, because most people will not do that. So get it in writing if you can. So in a person who isn't willing to take the cat back, they're not really much of a cat lover, if you ask me, because cat lovers won't leave one homeless, especially if it's one that was in your possession. You give it to someone else and won't take it back. I question that person. Should I get a cat? Well, there's some questions you need to do. Self-assessment questions. People don't do this when they get animal of any sort, dog, cat, lizards, you name it. Never stop to ask themselves questions of self-assessment. Oh, it's cute. I want it. That's it. No thought process in between. That's where people screw up. So, question number 1. Do I really want a cat, and does it suit my lifestyle? Well, does it? Well, let's see. Do a quick assessment. What is your lifestyle? Do you work all the time? Or you're a workaholic? Or you're never at home? Do you have a lot of people living in your house? Do you have a lot of screaming kids? Are you a partier? Cats are not going to like this. They like a quiet, serene environment as much as possible. I'm not saying turn your whole life around just for a cat. You can make exceptions every now and then. But that's not going to be a good fit, if you ask me. Your cat will be a wreck if you work too much. Well, my cat don't need time. They don't need much attention. Yes, they do. Give them 5 to 15 minutes a day, here and there. That's all they ask. They don't ask for a lot. That was mentioned in my other videos, number 1 and 2. Is my cat for me, or is it for the both of us? Well, what I mean by that is I'm single, I'm lonely, I don't have many friends, I don't socialize much, but I just want something soft and furry to touch. It'd be great therapy for me. Well, the great therapy would be great if it was for both of you. Cats like therapy too. Love, rubbing, hugging, and play. So it's a two-way street. Sorry for the motorcycle in the background. So don't get it for a fad. Don't get it for the wrong, selfish reasons. Get it because you love cats. Am I willing to be patient with my cat and work through all our difficulties? In other words, if you have difficulties with your cat, are you willing to research the problem and then take care of that problem? Do you have the energy and the patience to take care of that problem and deal with it? So think about that. Everything you want to know is on the internet now, so you can YouTube anything. Can I afford the vet bills? Whew. We all want cats, we're all animal lovers, and the vets do get in the way of that. Sometimes we don't let it stop us because it just doesn't seem fair. Well, if you can't avoid a vet bill like spaying and neutering, the simple things that an animal requires, and shots once a year, physical and stuff, if you can't afford it, you might want to think twice. Can I love my cat as if it's a family member? Well, to me, cats have feelings, animals have feelings. If it eats, breathes, and bleeds and feels pain and can express itself, it's a family member. It deserves all the love and care that we give ourselves. So it's not a person, but it has feelings, and treat it the way you treat yourself if you were a creature like itself that has its needs to be met. Okay, number 2. Okay. Allergies. Like I said before, allergies. I'm allergic. Well, guess what, folks? I was surprised to learn this myself. I thought it was cat hair that made us allergic. Guess what? No, no, no. We are not allergic to cat hair. Surprise. Surprise. No, it's not the hair at all. We are not allergic to the cat hair. What I have learned is that the cat hair, cats have 3 sections of their body that produces the allergens that we're allergic to. There are secretions from oil glands in their skin. And then there's glands in their anal sacs and their saliva glands. And it produces this stuff called FEL, F-E-L, D as in dog, the number 1, FEL D1. This stuff, because a cat licks itself in these 3 areas and all over its body, and it gets in their saliva, when it dries, it flakes out into the air, all over your house, inside the house, outside the house, wherever your cat may be. And these flecks of dander or dead skin cells remain in your house and in the air for years. And the symptoms to this allergen, not the hair that the cats produce, is watery eyes, runny nose, itchy eyes, coughing, shortness of breath, hives, wheezing. Now, but I still want a cat and I'm allergic, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep my cat. Well, you can't change a cat, so you're going to have to do something for yourself. You can get shots to relieve this. You can get antihistamines over the counter. Wash your hands and face after contact with your cat. There's a spray that you can use that will digest this dander that's flying around in the air, made by Allerpet Incorporated, A-L-L-E-R-P-E-T Incorporated. And there's another product called Dander Free, D-A-N-D-E-R Free Earth Balance. You can Google that on the internet. These are used safely on your cat, and you can put it on your cat as well, and everywhere your cat is and all over your house. Spay and neuter helps with these allergies, because if they're not spayed and neutered, they produce more of these allergenic dander. So you definitely want to do that. You can rinse your cat with warm water, not cold, because cats get hypodermic very quickly. I don't know if you knew that, but they get hypodermic very, very quickly. So you want to use warm water. Rinse your cat 2 times a week with plain water, plain warm water. Keep the number of cats in your house to a minimum. If you're allergic to 1, you may want to think about getting 2. Common sense, folks. Did you know that light-colored cats are less allergenic? I didn't know that either. Light-colored cats are less allergenic. Wow. Get a HEPA filter vacuum, and you may have to vacuum daily. Also, a good air filter. Can't go wrong with that. And clean your ceiling fans, blades. If you have ceiling fans, clean the blades periodically. My house dust piles up on those things, and that's a spot that a lot of people just don't even think yet. And just wipe your house down, dust and wipe your house down periodically, vacuum your furniture. It's a lot of trouble for people that are allergic, but if you love your cat that much, you'll go through that trouble. If you don't want to go through all this, don't get a cat. So, now, to elaborate more on the allergies, I lost my spot here. I'm not going to read you the book, and I can't believe it, but I lost my spot. Bear with me here a second. Allergies is a big, big topic with people and cats. Here it is. Now, ways to make your environment less allergenic can reduce exposure to other respiratory irritants. Keep cats out of the rooms where allergy sufferers spend most of their time. Keep cats out of the bedroom, and do not let cats sleep on your bed. Keep your closet doors closed. If you are an allergic person, have someone else do the housekeeping. Reduce floor coverings that trap allergens. Eliminate draperies or curtains. Easy to clean hard surface floors with your best. Choose the most dust-free litter you can find. Use in-room or central air filters. Replace or clean filters on furnaces and vacuum cleaners. Replace upholstered furniture with slip-covered pieces. Get allergen-proof covers for mattresses and pillows and wash them often. Ways to seriously clean the house: you can wipe down the furniture, surfaces, and walls weekly. Wipe off the baseboards where things settle. Use a vacuum with the help of filter. An ordinary vacuum will not remove the FeLD1 particles that I was telling you about that the cats produce that causes the allergen. So a regular vacuum cleaner will not get rid of that, just FYI, so that's important to know. Vacuum as often as possible and follow with wet mopping. Wash your cat's bedding with hot water weekly. Ceiling fans are big dust collectors. I mentioned that earlier. So, with all that being said, for those who think they are allergic to cats, please just don't get one, or do the allergy test. If you have a friend that has a cat, and that's the best, you know what, that's the best way to do it. If you know someone who has a cat and you're not sure you're allergic to it, spend a couple of days and hours with your friend's cat and see what happens. That's another idea, instead of getting one and then having to return it. But test yourself out first to make sure you're not allergic before you decide to get a cat, and assess your lifestyle before you get a cat. Those are two very important factors, and that, to me, will, if we just take the time to do that, it will cut down on a lot of homeless and sheltered cats and stray cats that are out there. And remember, folks, do not forget to spay and neuter. It's very important. So, love your cat today. Give her a hug. And a big meow to all of you guys who took the time to listen to this video and to spread the word and to make a difference. Have a perfect day. Thank you.